Hey everyone, welcome back to Canon Cinema. I'm Amanda, otherwise known as AMX NDA Reviews on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. Today I will be making my final predictions for the Critics' Choice Awards, which are tonight on the CW. A couple of my friends are attending tonight, so I'm really excited for them. And one day I hope to be a part of this lovely Critics Association. So yeah, it'd be the greatest honor ever. I will be using nextbestpicture.com, which is Matt Neglia's website. Go follow him on Twitter. He has a nice and compact the list of nominees, so I'm just gonna go forward and use his. So I'm just going to bring it in here and kind of go through the nominations and my final predictions. So for best score, we have Alexander Desplat for Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, Michael Giacchino for The Batman, Hildur Guðnadóttir for Tar and Women Talking, double whammy, a champ, my goodness. Justin Hurwitz for Babylon and John Williams for The Fabelmans. I personally think it's going to go to Justin Hurwitz for Babylon. Critics do generally like Babylon, so I think that's where it's going to go. Do not be surprised if Michael Giacchino shows up for The Batman and ends up taking it, because he's nominated. So a lot of critics banded, together for that one. So he may win, but I'm gonna say Babylon. For best song, it's Carolina from Where the Crawdads Sing, Chapapa for Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, Hold My Hand from Top Gun Maverick, Lift Me Up from Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Natu Natu for RRR, and New Body Roomba from White Noise. Interesting. The Baumbach Love. I get it, I guess. I wanted to go to Natu Natu for RRR. It's a big deal that it's there. So I think it's going to definitely take it. Next, we have Best Foreign Language Film, All Quiet on the Western Front, Argentina 1985, Bardo, False Chronicle of a Handful of Truths, Close, Decision to Leave, and RRR. Very happy Bardo's there. So happy. I think it's Alejandro González Iñárritu's best work to date. It's so good. So I hope he comes in and he takes it. Not that Argentina 1985 isn't good. I'm just saying that I think Bardo's going to take it, but the love for RRR is there. So I don't know, but I hope it's Bardo, but I think it's going to go to RRR. Next, we have Best Animated Feature, GDT's Pinocchio, Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, Puss in Boots The Last Wish, Turning Red, and Wendell and Wild. I do think it's going to go to GTT's Pinocchio. It is literally loved by every single person, but don't be surprised if Marcel the Shell with Shoes On just creeps his way in. I think that'll happen too. Next, we have Best Comedy, The Banshees of Inisherin, Bros, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Glass Onion and Knives Out Mystery, Triangle of Sadness, and The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Very happy to see the Nick Cage movie there. That movie was great at the beginning of the year. Triangle of Sadness could take it. Don't get me wrong. Critics loved it. I do think that's still going to go to The Banshees of Inisherin. I have a very strong feeling that that script is one of my ultimate favorites of this year. Best Visual Effects. Do I need to read the rest? It's there. It's definitely going to go to Avatar, The Way of Water. Batman, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Everything Everywhere All at Once, RRR, Top Gun Maverick. They were all great too, especially RRR. I'm happy to see it in this category, but obviously it's going to, James Cameron for Avatar, The Way of Water for sure. Next, we have Best Hair and Makeup, Babylon, The Batman, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and The Whale. The Whale could win this. I do want it to go to Elvis, but the transformation from Brandon Fraser was next level, so it's a possibility that The Whale might take this. Elvis is more likable, so Elvis could win from the Critics Association. I'm going with Elvis, in case that wasn't clear. Best Costume Design, we have Ruthie Carter for Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Jenny Egan for Glass Onion and Knives Out Mystery, Shirley Kurata from Everything Everywhere All at Once, Catherine Martin for Elvis, Jersha Phillips for The Woman King, and Mary Zofrez for Babylon. It could go to Babylon, but I do think that Elvis has it in the bag. The costume design for Elvis, just nailing the jumpsuits, nailing absolutely everything. I do think that it could happen. So I'd give it to Catherine Martin for Elvis. Next, we have Best Editing. We have Babylon, Top Gun Maverick, Avatar, The Way of Water, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Elvis, and Tar. Hands down, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Locked. The editing in that movie, my God, the work that was put into it, and Paul Rogers did a great job. So I think it's going to go to Everything Everywhere All at Once. Next, we have Best Production Design, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, The Fabelmans, Avatar, The Way of Water, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Elvis, and Babylon. This is between Elvis and Babylon. I think the production design is just absolutely gorgeous for both of those films, and I do think that it's between the two of them. I do think it'll You know, I think Elvis is going to take it. If there's Babylon love early on at the CCAs, I think that obviously could take it, but I do think that a lot of critics really love Elvis, so that's definitely going there. Next, we have Best Cinematography, Russell Carpenter for Avatar: The Way of Water, Roger Deakins for Empire of Light, Florian Hofmeister for Tar, Janusz Kaminski for The Fabelmans, Claudio Miranda for Top Gun Maverick, and Linus Sandgren for Babylon. It's Roger Deakins, but Empire of Light was so empty that the cinematography it was just there. So it's not going to go to him, even though he's an absolute legend. I think it's between Miranda and Sandgren. I do think the edge is with Babylon. I'll be surprised if Maverick wins, but I'm going to choose Linus Sandgren for Babylon. Next, we have Best Adapted Screenplay. Samuel D. Hunter for The Whale, Kazuo Ishiguro for Living, Ryan Johnson for Glass Onion and Knives Out Mystery, Rebecca Lenkwitz for She Said, and Sarah Polley for Women Talking. Realistically, it should go to Sarah Polley for Women Talking. That is the only option here. That is the only win here for Adapted Screenplay that I will take, but I'm very happy that She Said is nominated. Next, we have Best Original Screenplay. Todd Field for Tar, The Daniels for Everything Everywhere All at Once, Martin McDonagh for The Banshees of Inisherin, Steven Spielberg and Tony Kushner for The Fabelmans, and then Charlotte Wells for Aftersun. Very happy to see Charlotte Wells there. The story was really good. I wasn't totally in love with Aftersun, but I can appreciate what she did with it. This is going to Martin McDonagh for The Banshees of Inisherin. It has to go to the Banshees, but it is the Critics Association, so it could go to the Daniels. It's between the two of them. I'm going to go with Banshees with the edge, but it could go to the Daniels. Next, we have Best Director. It's long, but I love every single nominee here. James Cameron for the Avatar: The Way of Water, Damien Chazelle for Babylon, Todd Field for Tar, Baz Luhrmann for Elvis, the Daniels for Everything Everywhere All at Once, Martin McDonagh for The Banshees of Inisherin, Sarah Polley for Women Talking, Gina Prince Bythewood for The Woman King, S.S. Rajamouli for RRR, and Steven Spielberg for The Fabelmans. Not to not have the excitement train going, but damn, Polley, Prince Bythewood, and Rajamouli, like that three right there. So happy for them. This is a very good list. It's a very good list. I don't know. It's probably between the Daniels for the Critics Association. I think the Daniels would win. My ultimate vote would go to Sarah Polley for Women Talking, with Gina Prince Bythewood right behind her. I think the direction for both of those films is just impeccable work, especially on the grand scale of how it made it seem with these very intimate storylines. I think they both did a fantastic job, but Critics Association, the Daniels are probably going to win for Best Director. Next, we have Best Acting Ensemble, Banshees of Inisherin, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fabelmans, Glass Onion and Knives Out Mystery, The Woman King, Women Talking. This is hard for the Critics Association. I personally do think that Women Talking could get the Best Acting Ensemble. I think it makes the most sense out of everyone nominated here. If you haven't seen Women Talking, please go watch Women Talking. You have to do it. It's so good. So I'm taking Women Talking for Best Acting Ensemble, with Everything Everywhere All at Once as a very close second, and then probably The Banshees of Inisherin. I don't think Glass Onion was a cohesive unit. The screen time wasn't really shared evenly, and the story wasn't really shared evenly between those on screen. More characters interacted with each other, whereas with Everything Everywhere All at Once, everyone is in the scope. Same thing with Banshees, and then Women Talking is the exact same thing. I absolutely love The Woman King as well. Is it an option? I don't know, but I do think that it'll go to Women Talking, rightfully so. Next, we have the acting categories. We have Best Young Actor and Actress. Frankie Corio for Aftersun, she was adorable. Jalen Hall from Till, also adorable. Heartbreaking but adorable. Gabriel LaBelle for The Fabelmans, Bella Ramsey for Catherine Called Birdie, Banks Rapita for Armageddon Time, and Sadie Sink for The Whale. I love Sadie Sink. Frankie Corio was a doll. Who could win? Who could take it? The critics love Aftersun. If Gabriel LaBelle does not win for The Fabelmans, I'm going to be very upset. He carried that film. He carried the film, and he had to be Steven Spielberg. He had to be Steven Spielberg. You're acting like a young Steven Spielberg. That is a big task, especially with one of the greatest directors of all time directing you to be himself. Like, it was just wild. I do think that it's perfect. If he won, I would give it to Gabriel LaBelle in a heartbeat, but Frankie Corio's like right there. She was fantastic. Next, we have Best Supporting Actress, Angela Bassett for Black Panther Wakanda Forever, Jessie Buckley for Women Talking, God bless, Carrie Condon for The Banshees of Inisherin, Jamie Lee Curtis for Everything Everywhere All at Once, Stephanie Hsu for Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Janelle Monáe for Glass Onion and Knives Out Mystery. I'm just happy Jessie Buckley's here. Someone from Women Talking is here, thank God. It's going to Angela Bassett. It has to go to Angela Bassett. It could go to her or it could go to Stephanie Hsu. One of those. I would love to see either of them win. Carrie Condon could surprise people, but I do think it's going to be Angela Bassett. Next, we have Best Supporting Actor. Paul Dano made it in for The Fabelmans, Brendan Gleeson for The Banshees of Inisherin, Judd Hirsch for The Fabelmans, Barry Keoghan for The Banshees of Inisherin, Ke Huy Quan for Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Brian Tyree Henry for Causeway, which is awesome. This is a great list. A lot of pairings, a lot of splits. Obviously, it's going to Ke Huy Quan for Everything Everywhere All at Once. He deserves it, and I'm just looking forward to all the speeches that he's going to be making on this awards trail at the moment. Next, we have Best Actress. We have Cate Blanchett for Tar, Viola Davis for The Woman King, Danielle Deadwyler for Till, thank God, Margot Robbie for Babylon, Michelle Williams for The Fabelmans, and Michelle Yeoh, Everything Everywhere All at Once. This is Michelle Yeoh's year. She's in a category with Cate Blanchett, sure. We don't know what's going to happen. I'm just very happy that Danielle Deadwyler is there. Michelle Yeoh is definitely winning for Everything Everywhere All at Once. It's happening. Next, we have Best Actor. We have Austin Butler for Elvis, Tom Cruise for Top Gun Maverick, Colin Farrell for The Banshees of Inisherin, Brendan Fraser for The Whale, Paul Mescal for Aftersun, and Bill Nighy for Living. A very stacked list that we have right now. And to have Colin Farrell, Brendan Fraser, and Austin Butler in one category now is going to be very interesting. But I do think that everyone genuinely loves Austin Butler for Elvis, and I do think he's going to take the CCA. I do think everyone generally loves Austin Butler as Elvis, and I know the critics do, so I think that he could definitely win. But it's really interesting to see if Colin Farrell creeps up here. He won't be attending because he has COVID, the same as Brendan Gleeson, because they went to the Globes. So they're going to be missing tonight, but I do think that Austin Butler is going to win for Elvis, 100%. If Brendan Fraser creeps in, this would be the opportune moment. But again, the more likable movie is Elvis. And lastly, we have Best Picture. We have Avatar: The Way of Water, Babylon, The Banshees of Inisherin, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fabelmans, Glass Onion, and Knives Out Mystery, RRR, Tar, Top Gun Maverick, and Women Talking. Here at the CCAs, Everything Everywhere All at Once will most definitely win picture. If there is a tie, I will be very, very surprised, because then it would go to The Banshees of Inisherin. I don't see The Fabelmans winning here. It could creep out of nowhere. I don't know. So it depends what happens in director, but I do think that Everything Everywhere All at Once will take it for Best Picture. I really do think so. So those are my final predictions. Thanks for sticking around with me to go through all of those. The telecast will be on the CW tonight. Definitely check it out. If you agree with some of my picks, please let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. You can always follow me talking about awards season on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd over at AMX NDA Reviews. Make sure to follow me there. Award season's in the air. It's gonna be great. I'll catch you guys next time. Keep watching movies.